Hello and welcome to another episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. I'm Pat Baer, but no one else should be hosting Pat Baer's Anime Club but me. And this is a video series where I just talk about anime because I can just upload a video to YouTube whenever I want talking about anime. It's every other Monday, but you get what I'm saying. Sometimes it's a history lesson or a deep dive in a terminology or subgenre, and sometimes it's like this, which is just me talking about anime that's currently out that you could watch if you wanted to get Crunchyroll or High Dive. I believe that's what all four of these shows are on. One of those two. Let me just double check right now. Yeah, you can watch all of these on. Okay. Actually, you can watch all of these on Crunchyroll. That was not on purpose. I am watching stuff on High Dive, but I'll talk about that briefly. But yeah, all of this is on Crunchyroll. So if you just want to get Crunchyroll subscription for like a month and check out these shows, you should, because I think they're all great. What we're talking about specifically, we were talking about 4 fall 2022 shows to watch that aren't Isekai. Last episode, I talked about all of the Isekai out this season, some of which I don't recommend, one I do, which is on High Dive. Reincarnated as a Sword, I think it's a great Isekai. It is, and a great show. It is well animated, and the story is well told. And Fran, the main character, is just a cutie, just a fun, positive character, just a cool cat girl. And then there's a talking sword. I don't know what else to tell you about that. But I'm not going to talk about that show. I'm going to talk about 4 shows that aren't isekai. And also, I would say only one of these is probably super well known, because the other ones just aren't hitting as hard because it's a busy fall season. So, like, yeah, you're probably watching the second half of Spy Family. You've been told to check out Chainsaw Man. Like you're watching this season of My Hero Academia. You're watching Mob Psycho season 3. You're hitting the big. You're checking out Bleach because it's back. Bleach is back, huh? You're hitting the heavy hitters. So maybe you're not hitting a cool hard rock show like Bocchi the Rock, which is it is a girls doing things show. It is in that subgenre. Our girl with pink hair there is the lead guitarist of a band by the end of episode 1, so not a spoiler. I've only watched 3 episodes, I should say. I think they're on episode 5 right now at the time of this recording, but I've not fully caught off because I did not get into it at first. This is one that I kind of skipped over because I was like, I don't know. I do like the girls doing stuff subgenre, but I don't know if I want another musical show because I'm not really into that. And music obviously is a driving force in this, but it more than most shows that focus on girls doing stuff, and it does focus on the music, but it mostly focuses on Hitori Goto, our main character, the lead guitarist, who is the main character of the show. It's a personal journey. It's more than I think anything else. At least the first 3 episodes. Here's a girl who's just painfully shy and had in her head, I'm going to get really good at playing the guitar, and then people are going to ask me about playing the guitar, and I will be able to talk to them about playing the guitar. And she gets pretty good at playing the guitar. And she even has modest success uploading videos online under the name all lowercase letters, one word, Guitar Hero, which I just think is a really good like middle school / high school thing to just be like, I'm the Guitar Hero. So she's had some success. People don't know she's a Guitar Hero. And she ends up joining a band because she's still really shy and can't really communicate with people. And also, hey, learned how to play guitar like in her closet to upload videos, not perform in front of a live crowd. So it's not like episode 1, she joins the band and everything worked out. That is not the case. We are still watching her struggle. Another thing I think is really great about this is based on a 4-coma. So it is a joke panel manga. But they're filling in the gaps from what I understand. I've only read a couple issues of the manga, so I can't really compare fully. But instead of just being really fast-paced like a normal adaptation of a 4-panel coma would be, it is filling in the gaps, and the gaps they're filling in are character development. So this is a sweet show. It is hitting my anxiety a little bit, but I hope as it goes on, hopefully we're going to watch our friend Bocchi here grow. And maybe we'll get some stuff about the other characters, get a little more in depth with them. learn a little bit more because we really haven't as for where I'm at right now. So I'm interested in that. But yeah, this goes with my highest approval and recommendation. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, you should check it out. You might not like this show. I really like it. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. This is season 2. So it's Uzaki-chan wants to hang out season or Omega, I believe. And instead of just calling it season 2, well, whatever. We're going to call it season 2. It's easier. It's a romantic comedy, and they're not high school students. They're not high school students. They're not middle school students. This is a romantic comedy about 2 adults. They are in college. That is important because it makes it better to me. That is not like, well, why is this high school girl being so shitty to this guy that's her friend? No, she's being playful with her, the older student at her college that she knew in high school. The little budding romance, I think, is really great. If you didn't watch season 1, I totally recommend it. I think it's very funny and you will enjoy it. But what you could do is just watch the beginning of season 2 because they do kind of a recap on their relationship with like moments from the previous season. And then they do it kind of just like, oh, memories, not like, hey, here's flashbacks for you, the audience, which I think is great. But you've got Hana and just making fun of her senpai who's got resting bastard face. Sakaki, my condolences, buddy. But yeah, you just got a face that people are going to be mad at and scared of. But he's a good dude. And they have a somewhat unlikely, but also really likely friendship that occasionally dips into romance, which I think is fun and is presented well. If I had to give you a word of warning, the thing that frustrates me most about this show is Hana Uzaki, her mom, who through a bunch of misunderstandings thinks that her daughter's friend, who she does think is her boyfriend through much of the series, is attracted to the mom, which he is not. It is a misunderstanding that just keeps going, and if she was just gonna fucking talk about it, it would get solved. Be like, no. Instead, she just like feels weird about it, but also lets it continue. It's a mess. But the rest of the show is great. There's some characters in the background you see there who are their friends, who are equal parts aware of the fact that these 2 characters should be dating but aren't, and also revel in the fact they haven't gotten together but are also trying to get them together so they can observe that. It's a little weird, but it's better than most friends of the main character who actually don't do anything because they do have agency in their desire to mess with the main characters, which is fun, for better or worse. Do it yourself. It's the other. We didn't get any in the summer, so we got 2 this season. Girls doing things. Actually, we have 3 this season, if I really think about it. Novice Alchemist is I'm going to look up the actual name because I just said part of the name. It is Management of a Novice Alchemist. That is the other girls doing things. Didn't make this list, but it's fun. Anyway, do it yourself. We got our characters here. It is a show about a club at school, the Do-It-Yourself Club, and the first half of the season has been the focus is on getting enough members to stay a group because it started with 1 by episode. By the end of the episode, we're into 2, but we're trying to build it out. And there are interpersonal relationships. There are characters who are dealing with some stuff, but they're not really the focus. Even 3 and from the left, the girl with the Band-Aid, Ueserafu, yourself. There's a lot of pun names and pun nicknames in this. She is the main character, but like is really just the avenue for girls to become members of this club. And you get a little bit of like DIY stuff, certainly. It's also not necessarily the focus. It's not about, in some shows, it's about the fishing, or it's about the game we're playing, or it's about the stuff that we're knitting, or the dolls that we're making, or the dancing that we're about to learn. This one is about construction, and you do get some tips and stuff like that. It's not. I don't think it's on purpose. I think this show is inexpensive to make, and it doesn't look as fresh and clean. I think that you could think that it came out 10 years ago, and I think that's kind of on purpose. They're going for that aesthetic. You can tell by the character art right here. Like, it's not trying to be as clean and as like perfect. It's a good show full of great characters, solid puns. There is she has a pet pig named Meat. Serafu has a pig. I don't know, but immediately, like a couple episodes in, you're like, oh, this girl, oh, she's got friends, and oh, this girl's got somewhere to belong, and this girl's getting praised for her good work, and she's feeling rewarded, and this girl's like keeping her club alive and teaching people, and maybe the girl that like can't express herself without being an asshole is learning ways to like be less tsundere. Maybe we're gonna get there. Maybe it's great. It's a lovely little show that I recommend. And the last show that I recommend, obviously, all of these I think are great, and you should be watching. Not on purpose here that all these shows feature women as main characters, if not shows that focus predominantly or all on women or young women. Let's talk about the show that is probably the most popular of the four I'm talking about here. But I'm sure there are some people that are like, Mobile Suit Gundam, I don't know if I want to watch a Gundam show. Witch from Mercury, I don't know. Now, you could be saying, I don't know, because you don't watch Gundam series. Because you're not looking for like global or conflicts in space, and mecha shows aren't your thing. And maybe the idea that this is focuses a school setting, and it's dealing with, instead of governments, corporations that are acting like governments. That is full of cool action and great music, but also is a story of a girl who is socially inept and is trying her fucking best and is in way over her head at every turn, but also has a drive and ability, and is being, dealing with like a fiance and constant battles and bullying and just like a whole lot going on. Maybe that's appealing to you. And some of those things I just said just there are probably not as appealing to people that want a epic space battle anime. That have been waiting for an adult Gundam series, that don't want it to be set in a school and to be like character development or anything like that. They want another Iron-Blooded Orphans, which Iron-Blooded Orphans is fucking fantastic. It's one of my favorite Gundam series of all time. I should also say, one of my favorite Gundam series of all time is Gundam Wing, which was my first Gundam series, and it does, in part, at some point in the beginning, take place in a school setting. It's not the majority of it, but it does have that elements in there. And I think this approach is a great way to kind of split the balance a little bit. It is a more adult show, because the last few Gundam series we've had have been Build Fighters and Build Divers and Gundam Breaker Battlelog, which have appealed towards children and Gunpla, the model kit enthusiasts. But those children have grown up, because Build Fighters and Build Fighters Trial was a while ago. And maybe they're looking for something a little more grown up because they liked Gundam. And people that haven't watched Gundam in a long time will love this lovely, beautifully rendered digital animation that is just fantastic. And like I said, the music just whips ass. It's great. I think it's great. I love that it's telling a personal story, because I'm interested in personal stories. I love that it is... Look, again, do I think that these characters are going to actually fall in love? I don't know. So maybe this isn't a queer story. But at the very least, it does start with two girls engaged to be married. And that is way more than you're going to get out of a typical Gundam series, or really anime in general. I've talked about on this channel before, this video series in depth about queer baiting, and how I don't know if this show is queer baiting. I don't think it is. It may be that our main character is Ace, or is just confused about a lot of stuff, or doesn't actually fall in love, or falls in love with a guy. I don't know what's happening. But it is a coming-of-age story in a Gundam world. And look, it's going to get more brutal, and it's going to get more sad, and characters that we've grown to like or tolerate or have been interested in are going to fall by the wayside in terrible ways, because it's Gundam. I'm excited about watching that. And that has been 4 fall 2022 shows to watch that aren't isekai. There's a lot out this season. You should let me know in the comments below. What are you watching right now? What's your like new show? What are you returning to? What's something that's on your radar that you're like, when I get a second, like Bocchi the Rock, I didn't start immediately, but now I'm picking up as I've been dropping a few shows here and there. What's something that you're like, this is my favorite show this season? Pat, you didn't even mention it right now. How could you not talk about it? Like, I'm still loving Spy Family right now. Beast Tamer is so fun. Pat, I can't believe you're not watching Beast Tamer. I am watching Beast Tamer, but like, I'm not gonna Beast Tamer is not a show I'm gonna recommend. It's not great. It's just pretty good. But yeah, that's it, and that's Pat Baer's Anime Club. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for watching this far. Again, if you have ideas for stuff that you've been watching, let me know in the comments. Or if you have ideas for future videos, let me know. I've had it in my head that I want to do something about Chainsaw Man, but it's not really about Chainsaw Man. It's more about the fight between anime watchers and manga and anime watchers. And I actually don't think I want to make that video because it's out there. That stuff's out there if you want to dig into it. Enjoy media the way you want to enjoy it. Don't tell people that a show isn't deep just because you don't find it deep. But also, don't tell people not to enjoy something just because they're not enjoying it the way that you think they should enjoy it. I just made that video, but at the end of this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Pat Baer's Anime Club. Goodbye.